Hello everyone, my name is George and I'm with BTX Window Automation. Today I would like to share with you and show you a few little details how to go about the classic track system 5060 from the installation point and how to go about it so you don't have to have any problems during the installation. I have a little sample here, which is split track. It's not very big, as you can see. And when you remove from the plastic bag, that's the track how it look like. This one is pinch pleat, have a pinch pleat carriers. And of course, during the shipment, the tracks or the master can move anywhere. So you can see a little dots on the master, blue and red, and as well on the track. Very important not to miss those points, because what they mean, we always, before shipping, we set the limits on the motor, so it simplifies the installation. You don't have to do anything with the limits. But in order to reset the limit or reinstall with the preset limit, you have to bring the master like I'm doing right now, and match with the two red dots. Then you're gonna take the motor and this is the front of the track where is the label. So in this case it's the right motor. So we're gonna install the motor. Sorry, I have to do it with one hand. Okay. And I'm gonna turn to the left. As you can see, now the red and the blue dots has matched together, same thing on the track. Now we can secure, and this is very important, always push all the way down this little lock until it clicks, like this. Then it's fully secure. Otherwise, this clip can slowly come down, and of course, the motor eventually will fall down on the ground. I removed the cap. As you can see, we marked which one is for the stock limit, which one is for the closed limit. If you're interested to resetting the limits, you can always go to our YouTube video and watch how to set the limits. Hello again. I have here a track basically without the rail, so you can see inside the extrusion how the track is built, with the exception of the one short little piece, so I can demonstrate for you how this system operates. First of all, I wanted to tell you that we have a classic system with two types of belts. One belt is the timing belt, which you can see right now on the video. And the other one is the perforated belt. This is the perforated belt. As you can see, it has a bunch of square holes and it's made of plastic and has different drive master, block masters, and different drive gear. This is the drive gear that has similar matching for the belt, the drive wheel. Now, something very important that I wanted to show you is it's the safety clips. Those safety clips are the essential, so the track never comes apart by itself, because as you can see, when it's no safety clip, I can remove this belt very easy. And now I'm gonna put it back in. As you can see, that there is a little tooth on the bottom, and that tooth, when I push it down, it locks in place on the bottom. So you have to spread this apart, and of course those four screws has to be loose, and you can insert this clip so it's locked in place from coming together, those two blocks, and falling apart. So this is very important. Something else that I would like to mention to you, that we have also two different types of master arms. Those master arms that you see here are fully reversible. When you remove those 4 screws, you can flip this arm around and it's pointing at the other direction. So like here is one on the left, one on the right, and you can flip them around by flipping those things. Versus this headrail has fixed arms and they only come in the form of left or right bend, so you cannot reverse them. Hello again. On this next video I would like to show you how to service the 5060 Classic motorized system, either with changing the blocks or changing carriers, adding the carriers, removing the carriers, or simply just cutting the track down if it's too long. So first you're gonna have to remove the motor, and removing the motor you have to unclip this little clip. I'm doing this with one hand because the other hand is tight with the camera, and turning this, okay, like this, and removing the motor. So we have the track without the motor. Now we can do at either end, we have master because this is a split draw. So we're gonna have to remove the safety clip by grabbing this with the pliers and pull it. So I'm gonna pause for a moment. I was able to remove with the pliers. Here's the safety clip. And now we have to remove the master. In order to remove the master, you have to squeeze both blocks towards the center to remove this up. So in order to do that, you need like 2 screwdrivers or something to just squeeze it in and pull the master. Okay, I've got this master loose to the point that I can just remove it with one hand, and the blocks are loose. Once they are loose, we can take the track apart by pulling the end cap, either the drive or non-drive end cap, whichever side we need to work on. In this case, when it's split and you have to cut down the track, you have to remove pretty much all the carriers and drapery as well, and the belt out of the extrusion, because you have to cut the track without the belt inside. As you can see on this video, I removed the master from the block, and I already pre-pulled this with 2 hands because with one hand it's hard to do it in video, so I already pulled this out. As you can see, the track is coming apart. The same thing happened on the non-drive side, which is here, and I can also pull this out and everything's coming apart. So once you pull everything out like so, then you have to remove the belt completely out of the extrusion, and as well the carriers. The carriers will have to go out, and the belt. To pull completely belt out of the extrusion and from the drive gear, you will have to disconnect the drive block from the belt, and which is a little bit hard for me with one hand. Let me do this again. I removed the block, it's all loose, and now I can pull the belt out of the drive pulley right here, like this. Yeah, this is extremely difficult to work with one hand. And now I can pull this belt out of the extrusion at this end, right here. See, this belt is coming out. All right, and I can remove the other belt with the non-drive pulley. Now we have the extrusion ready to be cut down. After cutting down the extrusion, we're gonna fit the belt through the extrusion and through the non-drive pulley, and we're gonna attach the block to the end of the belt and set this even with the extrusion. Then we're gonna have to take tape measure and cut the belt exactly 3.5 or less, depends on the length of the track. The longer track is going to be, then you're gonna cut probably 1/4 or 3/8 of the inch less, because this belt, the perforated belt, is stretching, so it has to be a little bit shorter. So here on the short one, I just cut 3.5 inches. If you have this is for one way. If you're gonna do split, then you're doing just a little bit different. I will show you on this next video. When we're gonna be doing a center open split draw tracks, we have to have 2 pieces of belts, not like a one way, that one belt loop around the non-drive end. Here we're gonna do just at the one side of the head rail, we're gonna put the block and even with the end of the track, like so. And then we're gonna go to the other end, set 3.5 inches, like here, like right now, we can, from the end of the extrusion, and we're gonna cut the belt at 3.5 or 3.25, depends on the length of the track. When we're using the timing belt, we pretty much depend, regardless on the length of the track, we stick with the same dimension, because the timing belt does not stretch and it cannot be too short or too long. The system will not work properly. So only we cut a little bit shorter, depends on the length of the track. The diameter belt, the perforated belt that has the square holes, we cut either 3.5 or less. And you will see that during the assembly. Sometimes you will have to pull out a little bit one end of it and snip it off one hole, one of those square holes, in order to make that little bit of tension on the belt, because this plastic stretches a little bit. In this next video, I would like to show you how to build this track together. So remember, we line up this block and the belt is on this side of the track, and if we travel along the track, then this thing is stick out 3.5 inches, and this side is even and it sticks out also. This belt is sticking out 3.5 inches. So now what we're going to do is basically push this one this way, and we're gonna take non-drive pulley here and put this through the non-drive pulley all the way around. And before inserting into the extrusion, we have to put on our block. So let me stop this video, put it in, and show you in the next clip. You can see right now I have inserted that block into the belt, and it's ready to be put it into the extrusion. So I'm gonna put this in the extrusion like this. And now I'm gonna leave a little gap. It's gonna be a little bit easier to reinsert the carriers back, whatever amount we need to have. Like I'm gonna have only insert few, because this is very short track and it's just for the demonstration. So let's see, let me put about 3 of them. So I have 3 carriers, and now we're gonna do the same thing with the master drive box. Okay, here you can see I already pulled the belt through the sprocket wheel around and insert this another black master. Now we can insert this also in the extrusion, like so. Okay, and of course leave a little gap to insert the carriers. I will move this a little bit more, the master, so I can have a little bit more room. The other master is already here. So, and I can move it so I can have space to put all the carriers inside. All right, I have put together all the carriers that I have. Now is the time for me to put this inside and slide it all the way in. It requires a little jiggling, and with the drive gear, and with the same thing with the non-drive gear. Okay. After inserting the extrusion all the way into the drive gear, then we are ready to put the master arms. And I just pre-assembled this a little bit, just catch it because it requires 2 hands to squeeze those blocks together and push this in. I'm gonna push all the way in. As you can see, there was a little tension and the blocks kind of go apart to the point that I can insert this little clip, safety clip, and I have to squeeze those little plastic butterflies and push it all the way in. Now this thing is secure, and you have to do the same thing on the other side on the split. If it's one way, it's only one side, and secure with the safety clip. So here all the both masters are completed and arms are installed. As you can see, already moving this track and move all the way in. The only thing is left is a little stopper. The stopper goes to basically by the master to hold the less drapery carrier in place so it doesn't move away and doesn't come out from behind the motor. We have 2 different types of those stoppers. This is one type, and we have another one which is called cager. Oh, this one is popped a little bit hard, and then you put screws and tighten them here. Yeah, again, yeah, and you have to finish with the screwdriver Phillips and hold this less carriers in place. Here I already tied those 2 screws, and the less carriers is held in place, and the track is basically completed, ready to be reinstalled into the ceiling or to the wall bracket, and install the motor and reset the limit. And the video is in the separate YouTube channel that you can watch how to set the limit for the 5060 Classic track. Thank you.